Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, I'm not sure if any of you have ever experienced a farm life, or if you have ever lived on a farm, or if you have ever been agricultural in your dispensation, but the process is fairly simple. You put a seed in the ground, you water it, and it starts to germinate, and then a day or two later you see a sprouting, which they call the green shoots. So the green shoots now of the Odudua clamoring has been seeded and is now starting to sprout. As guys, I bring you this: Yoruba others have right to demand independence. So the person pushing this particular agenda, the Odudua narrative, is of course Professor Akintoye, and he's the one making this headline as, again, Yoruba others have right to demand independence, a headline attributed to a Professor Akintoye. So let's now see what the prof has to say. The President General of Yoruba World Congress, Professor Banji Akintoye, has maintained that Nigerians, including Yoruba people, have the constitutional rights to demand to cease to be part of the country. Akintoye, an emeritus professor of history, however, cautioned Yoruba people against using violent means to assure independence from the country. He said this in a statement on Sunday to debunk a statement credited to him that the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, could be the last president of Nigeria. He said some of the words he did not use were exported into the interview, whilst blaming this on some persons he said wanted to discredit him. The statement reads partly: Nigerians have constitutional rights to organize peaceful protest over the state of the nation and have the right to demand to leave Nigeria. However, the YWC, so that's the Yoruba World Congress, has cautioned the Yoruba people against the use of force or violence. I have said in meetings and messages and other interviews that our youths should be peaceful and law-abiding in all their actions. I have never said anything about October 1st other than if anybody insists on rallies in Nigeria on October the 1st, they should observe uttermost peace and respect the law. They must not regard law enforcement agents as enemies, that if the police order them to disperse, they should do so and never argue with the police. So this is a man now taking a position. Now he continues: Akintoye, a senator during the Second Republic, said those who were close to him knew that he stood only for peaceful negotiation out of Nigeria's present situation. But I will review contacts with some media outlets to unmask these cowards. So this is Professor Akintoye, of course, a man that is not ambiguous in his worldview. This is a man that wants a Yoruba nation, and is quite clear in his public statements that this is where he stands. So that is where he stands, and the green shoots, as I said, the seed of this thing has now been planted, and it cannot now be unplanted. So it's going to sprout, but how it grows now will be something interesting to see for the future. So now let's now see how this gentleman is positioning himself. So first, we have established that the professor wants Yoruba nation. So that first we understand, but then how is he intending to get that Yoruba nation is really where the important question is. So the man is saying that we want away from the Nigerian experience, we want to cease from Nigeria, we want to desist from Nigeria, and we want to break away from Nigeria. So he's saying we, but who are those we, and on whose behalf is he speaking? So he is purporting to speak on behalf of the Yoruba nation, but what entitles him to position himself in such a way? So he is the leader first of the Yoruba World Congress, which is a lobby group, a pressure group, an activist group, a breakaway group. So he at least speaks on that behalf and to the people that are following that sort of inclination, the people that are bent, the people that are have sympathy towards that Yoruba World Congress. So he speaks on their behalf because he's the lead of that organization. But does he speak on behalf of the entirety of the Yoruba race. No, he does not. He does not speak on behalf of the entirety of the Yoruba race, because the entirety of the Yoruba race has not appointed him as their spokesperson. So we have to be clear on that. He speaks for himself and his organization, but he does not speak for the entirety of the Yoruba race. So now we've established that. So now let's now narrow it down to what exactly he is saying. What he is saying is that the Yoruba people want to break away from Nigeria and they want to form a nation of their own. So now, even though he does not speak on behalf of all Yorubas, because he wasn't, we've already discussed that, but the thing that he's saying, is it the want of the entirety of the Yoruba people? Is it the want of Yoruba people to cease away from the Nigerian experiment and form an Oduduwa nation or Yoruba land or whatever we choose to call it? Well, I personally feel that that is indeed the want of Yoruba people, because every Yoruba person that I know would, at a heartbeat, walk away from the Nigerian experience and just form Yoruba nation. We're better off as Yoruba nation because, of course, we all know where we all live. So any acts of criminality is easily contained. Everybody is identified by a household. You don't know the household of a man from Borno. You don't know the household of a man from Kitsana or Katsina rather, but you know the household of a man from Oyo. You know the household of a man from Ondo. You know the household of a man from Ekiti, and you know the household of a man from Yoruba land, because you know from his accent, from his intonation, from the way he carries himself, where he comes from, and within where he comes from, you can easily narrow him down almost to the door of his father. In fact, there's no Yoruba person really that you cannot, within a week, or not even a week, within 2 days, narrow them down to the house of their father. So the Yoruba people are a people of their own, and really this Nigerian experiment is something really that is alien to their culture. The cultures of the Igbos are alien to the culture of a Yoruba man. The culture of a Northerner is alien to the culture of a Yoruba man. The culture of a Northerner is so alien to the culture of a Yoruba man that Northerner, that Hausa Fulani man, or that Igbo man might well easily be, or might as well be, a Chinese man or an Indian. The cultures are that foreign. So really, this Nigerian experiment is not really something that the entirety of the country wants. And if there was a referendum today, you'll be surprised that everybody wants to go their way. Even the Northerners, they want to go their own way, because they don't really rate this sort of lifestyle that we live in the South. And we in the South, of course, we just think that they are backward and barbaric, so really I don't really see what makes that country a country. And it is not unheard of. Yugoslavia broke up and the world did not end. Even the mighty USSR broke up, the world did not end. Sudan next to us is split into two, and they are now trying to reconfigure themselves. So there's nothing set in stone that Nigeria should continue as a nation, and there is nothing really that concretely holds that country together as a nation, because we all view each other with suspicion. The average Igbo man is suspicious of the Yoruba man and the Northerner. The average Yoruba man is suspicious of the average Igbo man and the Northerner. So we all view each other with a suspicion, and we cannot even sleep with both eyes, because you have to, especially in the southern regions now, you can't even sleep, never even mind with both eyes. You can't even sleep with one eye, because very soon a jamja is in your bedroom, and we all know how that usually plays out. So yes, the Professor Akintoye position, yes, it is a position that you have to narrow to him and his organization, because he does not have the remit to speak for the entirety of the Yoruba race. But of course, the sentiment that he expresses is the sentiment of the generality of the Yoruba people. Conversations in the comment section. Oduduwa Republic, the green shoot is starting to sprout. Which direction do you see it going. Come share thoughts. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come tell me then Oduduwa Republic is the subject matter, your opinion. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.